You could say she's a well-rounded individual. I'm sorry, that was the old me. What's up, guys? So you guys know how we had that celebration for 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is still crazy to me. And I hosted a Draw This in Your Style challenge and asked you guys to show me your OCs. So to repay the favor of you guys blessing my eyes with those beautiful drawings, today we're going to be drawing some of your OCs. Anyway, so here is the first one that we're going to be doing. And this is by Hulver. And here is Hulver's submission to the Draw This in Your Style challenge. So this OC's name is Camille, and she's got pink hair, a big puffy jacket, yellow sweater, yellow boots, and she's got some pet frogs. I love the frogs. So I also have a reference that I'm going to put up on the screen here for you guys so you can see the pose. And through the magic of editing and removing all of my hardships and struggles, here is the pose for our character Camille. What I've done here is I've just taken the pose that you see in the reference and I've kind of mirrored it onto the silhouette of this character. This is a really good way to use a reference for something but not be stuck to that reference entirely. You're kind of taking just one aspect of it. So now that we've taken the pose from the reference, I want to take some more details from the original OC Camille. So she's got bangs that cover up her eyebrows, but her eyebrows kind of show up through the bangs in this original artist's art style, so I'm going to try to honor that. Her face shape overall is not too sharp. It's pretty round. You could say she's a well-rounded individual. I'm sorry, that was the old me. So let's get the hint of a nose on there. The original art style doesn't really emphasize the nose, so once again, I'm going to try to honor that. Oh, this is giving me Ghibli vibes. Like, what's the reason for these frogs? I don't know, but they look cute. That's like an explanation for 90% of Ghibli characters. Okay, so looking at the original image, she either has really, really short shorts or she's not wearing pants. I'm going to choose to believe it's the former, so we're going to give her some short shorts. All right, there we go. I'm actually really curious about her story. Like, what is with the frogs? Maybe this is like an alternate universe, and she works for a service called Uber Frogs. All right, fantastic. I'm just gonna make her head a little bit bigger because I think I might have made it kind of small. Do some simple rendering now. I'm gonna keep it simple because I don't want to spend 4 hours here sitting with you. As much as I love sitting with you, your beautiful face, your fantastic structure. Oops. All right, looking good. Now I'm going to start a new layer here and it's set to clipping mask. What this means is whatever I paint on the new layer, say we're making her hair pink, look at how it doesn't go outside of the silhouette of the character. That's the power of a clipping mask and it's glorious. Ooh. I'm going to put down this nice blue color for the jacket, very, very rich and saturated. The story in my head right now is that she works for Uber Frogs and they deliver frogs. It could be for consumption, it could be for companionship. Made her shorts a little bit longer because I like the shape language better when it's a little bit thicker, and that was a decision made on the fly. You like that? You get it shorts? Sorry. I will say though, this is a very bold choice of colors for this character. It's very pleasant how they all work together. To the original artist of this character, great job. Now I'm going to start a new layer, create a clipping mask, set this layer to multiply, and you know the rest. We're going to start adding some shadows just so our character can look a little bit more three-dimensional, and this is one of the simplest ways that I've found to render a character quick and effectively. So literally all you do is determine the light source and add the shadows where they would appear. And then you can erase away some of the extras. Okay, so now you can see there's a lot of three-dimensionality. There's light and shadow being applied here, but I'm not sure if I like the direction for the light. I'm going to try another different direction for the light. This time we're going to do top down, almost like sunlight. Here's the sideways lighting. Here is the top-down sunlight lighting. And I think I like the top-down one a lot more. So we're going to keep this one and we're going to just boom, deleted, never to be seen again, just like the numbers of my exes. In the original image, she has a humongous blush. So let's add that in here. And there you guys see how that subtle rendering on the nose creates this illusion of depth. It's so simple, but so effective. Sometimes less is really more. But like I said before, that doesn't apply to money. When it comes to money, less is less. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding detail. So you can see I'm going in here with a very small brush. This is the gloaming brush in Procreate. It is actually one of the default brushes, and I find that Procreate has some of the best default brushes. They can basically accomplish anything that, oh my goodness, what did I do? So there you go. There's the little frog's eyes, and here is Big Frog. So I'm going to finish this off with some final touches right now, and then I'll show you guys a slightly more rendered version. That looks pretty good. There's our character Camille. It's a really lovely design, great colors that are being used on this character, and I had a lot of fun drawing Camille and her frogs. And I think we have time for one more. Here is our second character that we're going to be drawing. Her name is actually Tessa. I mean, she's got the same name as my OC, and she's got some beautiful vibrant colors, so I'm sure we can do some cool things with this. And here's the drawing from this artist that was submitted to our Draw This in Your Style challenge. So just like before, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solidify the pose of our character. Alright, so that looks really good. We're going to keep this pose really simple and just focus on the upper body of the character because the original piece only showed the upper body. So Tessa here has a very vibrant and consistent pink color scheme. And I know we talk a lot about complementary colors and all that, but sometimes using one single color can actually create a really iconic appearance. And I'm just adding in the flat skin tone color. We're not worrying about light or shadow during this stage. We're just trying to set these colors in the right places. All right, now we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to set a multiply layer, make it a clipping mask. We're just going to start adding some lights and shadows, and it doesn't have to be anything too complex. Some shadow under the hair. I'm thinking the light source is coming from, once again, front and a little bit above. In order to keep the lighting consistent on a piece, you got to have a defined light source. You got to think to yourself, where is the light coming from, and make sure that whenever you apply light and shadow, you're always referring to the direction of that light source. That's how you maintain consistency in your lighting. This will be a bit faster than the last one because we are drawing only half of the body, but that doesn't mean she's going to be any less beautiful. I love doing this and seeing your guys' characters because they give me a lot of inspiration when it comes to drawing my own characters as well. Very bright blue eyes here, and blue is actually a cool color. So when you put that next to all of this warm color, it really makes it pop. I don't know if that was intentional on your part, but that's a pretty smart character design choice. All right, now moving on to the lips. She's got very thick, voluptuous, and very pink lips. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'm just playing. I'm gonna do a little bit more gradient, have it fading out from the inside. Okay, the lips here are really giving Snow White, like Disney princess vibes. And remember, no matter what you're drawing, always flip your canvas around every once in a while so that you can spot your own mistakes. And in my case, I don't see any mistakes. I am the only mistake. Tessa's got 3 little dots on her face, so one here, and another one down here. Isn't it crazy that I was able to see that with Instagram's terrible resolution? Bro, if you guys post on Instagram, check your older posts. Go back maybe like a couple months and look at the quality decrease. They just quietly mush up your entire painting. We cannot forget the booba render here. I know my audience. Is that enough? I don't think so. Not for you guys. You know what? We might as well go all out. Just give me a minute. The things I do for views. You already know this is going to be a thumbnail. And let's add some highlights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6, number 7, blend. She's got this little pattern on her dress. And there we go. That's our drawing for the character Tessa. She looks fantastic. I really enjoyed this drawing process. Let me know which one you guys like better. Do you like the more character designy look of Camille, or do you prefer the look of Tessa? Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and a big thank you to everyone who joined our Draw This in Your Style challenge. You guys were amazing. I might make another video where I draw more of you guys' OCs from that challenge, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel for more content just like this. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. That's all I've got for today. Please vacate the premises. Please leave my office. You're still here, and I don't understand why. You're invading my personal space. You're causing a scene. You're creating a nuisance. You're disturbing my peace. You're in my, you